Things I wish I knew earlier in Ragnarok Zero Global. So this is a video by Xiendong. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, bro, but he's one of the biggest Ragnarok Online YouTubers and probably a streamer too. I don't know, but I've only seen him on YouTube. Maybe he's a streamer, maybe he's not. And he's got this video. I thought I'll react to it. I haven't pre-watched it, so I'm very interested what he's gonna say. Let's get to it, right?
Alright, so guys, welcome back to another Ragnarok Zero Global video. So today I'll be sharing 12 tips that I learned during OBT. So
First thing right off the bat, I love how he actually puts effort into cutting these videos, like, and making them look good. Like, I can't do that, so I'm a little bit jelly.
far, again, these are not super hardcore min-max tips or anything like that. These are mostly beginner-friendly things that will
Well, honestly, I would be surprised if he gave, like, hardcore tips. The game is only in open beta up until yesterday, so even if he comes from Taiwan Zero, then it could be irrelevant, right? There's a chance, so I'm not surprised these are beginner tips, so let's keep going.
help you enjoy the game more and understand how the early progression
Alright.
actually works. And honestly guys, if this is your first time playing a classic style Ragnarok MMO, this game can feel a little overwhelming at first,
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
once you
For sure, I agree with that sentence. The game can feel overwhelming. If you're coming back from classic Ragnarok Online, then yeah, it's a completely new experience.
slowly understand the systems, that's when the game actually starts becoming really fun. So first thing that you guys need to understand early is the teleport system, because this new system of this version will save you a lot of time. Like for example, if you're looking for a monster like Parasite,
Bro, I have never used this. If I search for something, I always open the world map with M, and then I just search it over there.
you can simply search it here in the navigation system, and from here the game will guide you using the yellow arrow
you can do
wherever
that.
your current
Oh,
location
that's pretty cool.
is. But aside from walking, you can also teleport instantly to maps and
Oh, yeah,
location. And
that's
here
true.
guys,
That's the
you
same
actually
interface
have
that
three
opens
options. The first one is
the world
using
map.
Cell Star. Right now you can get Cell Star from the cash shop. But anyway guys, since we're already talking about Cell Star from the cash shop, quick shout out to GOC Pay, the official payment partner of Ragnarok Zero Global. So here guys, once we enter
Okay, do we skip the ad? We skip the ad, right? We skip the ad.
the GOC, if you don't have Cell Star, another option here is this world transfer ticket. You can use this too. And then lastly, there's this 3-hour unlimited teleport package, which honestly feels really useful during early progression, because based on my mage experience around level 10 to 20, I was constantly moving around and dying in dangerous farming spot like the Parasite.
I mean,
so
you went
having
to Parasites at level 15 or 10, that's crazy. But I mean, that's mages for you, right?
that
Freaking
teleporting during those
overpowered
early
mages.
levels felt super worth it. Like this is one thing that I wish I understood earlier, because it saves a ridiculous amount of travel time. Now another important thing to understand here is the death penalty.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, the death penalty in Ragnarok Zero Global is brutal. It's 10% every death. It's crazy.
So at first you will not really feel the pain of dying, but once you start reaching higher level, dying becomes really painful. Like based on my own rough computation, dying can feel like losing the XP equivalent of killing around 300 to 500 monsters. So
Yeah, completely. Like, I've died on my level 49, I think, or 48 in the open beta, and I felt like I lost like hours of my auto hunting time, but still hours. It was just bad.
imagine farming for a long time and then suddenly dying. It honestly feels terrible. And that's why eventually you will realize that surviving
100%.
consistently is actually more important than just blindly rushing levels.
Yeah, and some people say they made the change so that we can buy the life certificates in the cash shop. Well, that is probably to some extent true, but I think it kind of changes the the gameplay aspect a lot. So you have to, like he said, survivability is extremely important. So you start paying attention to actually your character surviving, because the game actually punishes you very, very hard right now for dying. So it changes your view perspective on the gameplay a little bit, and I think that's an interesting take.
Now, speaking of surviving, one of the biggest problems early game is definitely SP or mana. So on the early days where build is not yet that established, so basically you're gonna run out of SP constantly. So here in this city of Frontera, there's this NPC that sells cheese,
there
and
you
this
go.
item actually restores SP. That's why
So people were complaining there are no SP potions in the game. There historically never were SP potions in the game, but you can buy cheese. And cheese is very good for
honestly,
SP.
guys, this NPC will probably become one of your best friends during early progression.
And it's not that
especially if you're
expensive.
playing
It's 28
classes
zenny,
that
right?
uses a lot of SP,
Yeah.
like Mage. Now, this next tip, guys, actually connects really well to the previous one. So, in Ragnarok, one of the most useful side characters you can create is actually Merchant, because one of their skills gives discount when buying items from NPC. So, what many players do is they use Merchant.
Yeah, of course, you want to buy a whole lot of cheese with the merchant and then put it in the storage, right? That's I feel like that's something that most of us will remember, but still useful tip to remind people for sure.
To buy supplies, like for example this cheese here, and then
Don't forget, you can actually transfer Zenny between characters in Ragnarok Zero Global. So you can use the banking system. If you press B, you have like an account-wide banking system for all your Zenny.
after that, they store everything in storage, and from that storage their main character can get it. Basically, that's the way to transfer it to their main character. So this is a super efficient way to save money long term. And honestly, guys, this is one of those classic Ragnarok tricks that still works really well today.
Yep.
Especially on early days, that Zenny, which is
sure.
the in-game money, is still
And it goes
hard
two
to farm.
ways, like
Okay,
you wanna
now guys,
sell
this one is
items
very
to
simple
NPCs with
but
your merchant.
surprisingly important in your journey. So by default, I believe the game doesn't show the exact XP you gain from Mansur. So make sure to check your chat settings and enable the XP display option.
I actually dislike that option. I don't like how it floods my chats. I always have to make a separate chat window just for XP shown, if anything.
Because once you can see how much XP each monster gives, it becomes way easier to compare farming spot and easily make decision where to farm, because you can easily understand if your current
No, but this is a great tip, though. It is a good tip for people who really want to min-max their journey and they care about the maximum SP gained, and this is probably the best.
is efficient or not. Now, another really useful feature here in this game is the world party system. So
Probably the
this
best
system
feature so
basically
far.
helps player find leveling parties much
We've
easier.
been missing
so
that
once you
for a
open this
while.
one, you will immediately see where players are leveling, and you can even see what level range they need on their party. And honestly, for MMORPG players, these features make the world feel a lot more alive. Now,
Yep.
this next tip, guys, I
100%.
believe is super important. So Ragnarok is actually one of those games where experimenting with builds is a huge part of the experience, because eventually, guys, you will probably reach a
Oh yeah, especially on new releases, right? Like this one. Like, a lot of people are not familiar with the skills. I mean, most of us aren't. So yeah, I can imagine a lot of people will be experimenting,
point where
myself included.
you want to reset your stats or skills. So in every city, there are this kind of NPCs wearing modern clothes, and they can teleport you to this place where one of the NPCs here are the one that will reset your stats and skills. And here's the important part in this reset NPC. So if you are below level 40, resetting stats and skills are actually free. So for F2P players, I really suggest that you should finalize your build before level 40 if possible, because after that resets start costing Cell Star. Like every one level after level 40, it will cost 1 Cell Star. So for example, for my case right now, I am at level 50. I already need to spend around 10 Cell Star just to
That's
reset
a lot of Cell
stats. And if
Stars.
I will reset my skills as well, that's another 10 Cell Star. And
Oh,
again,
wow.
guys,
Okay.
speaking of the cash shop, quick words again from our sponsor, which is GOC Pay, the official payment partner of Ragnarok.
Let's skip the ad.
If you want, I honestly think Mage is one of the best early game classes for F2P players. Like compared to some other classes, Mage
Well, he said an important thing for F2P players. So for free to play.
progression
But there is no free to play. So I think he means if you're not using cash shop items.
feels way smoother. Like the farming speed is good, the leveling is fast, and it's probably one of the easiest class to convert into your first farming character. And honestly, this is one thing I noticed very quickly during OBP. Now, this next tip, guys, is connected to the previous one. I honestly think flea builds are really strong during early progression. So for those who are new players and who don't know about
Yep,
flea basically increases your
100%.
chance to avoid.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying in my other video, that things that you should farm first. There's so many easy to get equipments, like hoods, what he's saying right here, and coats and whatnot that drop with fantastic affixes on them. You should definitely farm those and not like go for cards immediately or Zenny immediately. This is gonna carry you much harder than that little bit amount of Zenny that you're gonna farm. Plus, you will be
Attack. So
making Zenny at the same time.
once your flea becomes high enough, monster will start missing constantly. And if
Yeah.
you check the monster stats in Ragnarok Zero, most early game monsters only have around 200 to 300 hit rate. So reaching around 250 flea already feels insanely good for farming, especially for mage. Now next guys, this is probably one of the biggest things I realized after reaching the max level. So grinding in this game actually never really stopped. Like even after reaching level 50, you will still spend a lot of time farming
Yeah,
mobs repeatedly. So eventually I realized level rushing is not always the most efficient thing. So instead
Preach, brother. 100%. Oh my god. I've been saying that for such a long time that you do not need to be the first one to reach level 99. That is literally not the point of the game right now. There's just so much grinding to be done, so many items to be collected, so many items to be upgraded, activated. There's a whole other system to it that it's not no longer the mission to reach level 99 and then the game begins. No, the game actually goes on for the entire period from level 1 to level 99 or to level 50 at this case. So yeah, definitely do not rush the levels. Take your time, farm some gear, some very useful affixes. You're probably gonna get a lot of useful affixes for other classes. Then you're gonna have a very nice economy set up straight off the bat, so you can trade with other players immediately for, especially with the players that did rush and they skipped the item grind, so to speak. So yeah, definitely take your time, figure out the game, experience the game anew, and kind of really experience what the game has to give you, you know?
of only farming for XP, it's way better to level while also hunting useful items that you can use in the
Exactly.
future. So for example, if I will restart my
Yep.
mage progression today, I would probably farm in places
Great
where
video,
I can
man.
also
Great
get
video.
gears like shoes or mantu with flea affixes, because eventually gearing becomes just as important as leveling. Like as you can see
If
right
not
now,
more,
I'm already
right?
level 50.
At some point, you can't even do stuff because you're just not geared enough, especially in Zero. Monsters are a lot harder. There's a lot, and then there will come the instance part that you will not be able to do if you're not geared enough, you know?
But I'm still here trying to look for better flea stats, because honestly flea is actually the early days meta build for mage here, because honestly flea build is probably one of the first thing I would focus on once I start farming for valuable items and when I start trying to make more money in the game. Now guys, I think this is one of the most classic Ragnarok mentalities. Before building your dream character, like maybe a PvP character or something like that, you usually want to build your farmer first. Like I think before it was hunter.
Oh, that's a tip for people who I don't know. I don't correlate with this one. I usually just like to have one character. That's like me in the game. I don't usually have a lot of alts. If anything, I would have like a specifically support character made for running something with a guild and then a vendor, and that's about it. But I guess, I mean, the point he's making is there, and I understand it.
Or blacksmith. But for me personally, on this version, I'm thinking about using mage as my farming character. And for farming spot, I'm currently looking at
Mage is
places like
farming character.
Argyop, because it drops
Very, very
items like
interesting.
Gakung and boots, which
Oh
might
yeah,
become
sure.
valuable early. And since archer is actually one of the most popular classes right now, there's a
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying in my video too. Like, you have to farm items for archers if you want to make Zenny, because there will be so many of them, and everybody will be rushing levels that they will be paying for gear later very, very well.
pretty good chance Gakung will have a high demand. So honestly, early on, it might be smarter to focus on farming and making Zenny first, and then creating your ideal main character later. And honestly, guys, if you think about it,
Ideally for me, I would like to have both on one character. That's what I've been saying. Like, I want to have. I think that's why I'm gonna probably play a rogue or an assassin, because I can farm things with them very, very well, and at the same time I can reset them later to be the build that I want them to be. And if they catch on to the levels and with the gears, I can still send them for farming later as well. At least that's the idea behind it. I'll see how it works out, really.
This is kind of similar to real life too, right? Like sometimes we start with jobs that are just in demand and we just need money to survive. That's why we are doing the job. Then eventually once we save enough money,
That's a good
we slowly
analogy though.
transition
That was
into the
great.
things we actually want to do. And honestly guys, that's kind of what happened to me. I quit my old job and tried
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna
gamble
subscribe
on
to this
this
guy right
new
here.
build, which is content
I love his
creation.
video.
And thankfully, because of you guys supporting the channel, somehow I've been able to continue doing this for more than a year now. So seriously guys, I really appreciate all the
Oh, he's only been at it for a year. That's pretty good.
support. Now lastly guys, let's talk about the subscription system of the game.
Oh,
So
let's
this
see.
official version of Ragnarok is following a monthly subscription model, and the standard pricing is around $10 to $11 per month. But if you buy the longer subscription package like 6 months,
Yeah,
the
of course,
monthly
it
price
gets
becomes
cheaper,
cheaper.
right?
And
Yeah.
honestly guys,
But honestly, that's a trap, in my opinion. If you're really gonna play those 6 months, then obviously buy the 6 months package right there. But personally, I've never played a game for such a long time. I always take breaks. And then if I have an active sub going for like a month, and during that month I'm not really playing at all, it just feels like I'm wasting money. So I usually go with 1 month, maximum 3 months at a time. And it is what it is.
if you're really planning to play long term, the 6-month package actually looks pretty worth it because it includes a lot of
Oh yeah,
bonus
it's
items.
definitely
Like for
worth it.
example, healing potions.
If you're
Mana
gonna, if you're actually gonna play it, and you see yourself playing very, very long term and consistently, then definitely buy one of those, either the 6 or 12 months. It's great.
Potions and
Like the stuff that you're gonna get is gonna really help you in those like late first job levels, especially those healing potions and mana potions. They're fantastic.
they even have here the XP buffs. And if you compare the value of these free items individually, these items are actually costly too. So it's really ideal to go for 6 months. And again, speaking of payment thing, quick words again from our sponsor, which is GOC Pay, the official
Okay, so that's the end of the video. He's just gonna plug the sponsor again. So I'm just gonna say that this was a great video. I've subscribed to this guy and I'm loving his videos. I think I'm gonna keep watching his videos every now and then to see what else he has to say. This was a good video for somebody that was coming back to the game and isn't familiar with those systems, with the newer systems like navigation, teleporting, and the gearing system as well. That was great. It was a good summary. So shout out Xiendong, you guys check him out. He's like 25k subscribers, is very big for a Ragnarok YouTuber. So definitely good content out there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.